We're introducing you to a local nonprofit at the heart of a social health revolution. Mabel Center is working to make sure that even in a bustling city like Portland, nobody ever feels alone.
By partnering with neighbors in downtown Portland, they're creating a sense of belonging for all adults, breaking through barriers like the stigma associated with mental health or poverty, trying to reverse the root causes of social isolation. Mabel Center's executive director, Michelle Meyer, and board member and volunteer, Alice Bergman, are here to tell us about their mission and how you can take part. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you both for being here. I think this is such a wonderful organization that a lot of folks might not know about. So Michelle, tell us, what is Mabel Center all about?
Well, a little bit like what you just already said. Mabel Center is an organization that believes everyone matters, and there is no exception to that. We believe that Portland is a place where everyone should feel like they belong, including those folks who have mental illness or they struggle with the stigmas of mental illness or social isolation or poverty. We're a community health organization that really does look to eliminate the root causes of social isolation, and we do that through affordable housing, through assisted living, and through our social outreach programs in downtown Portland.
Well, and how important are volunteers to the work that you do?
Volunteers are critical to that.
Yeah.
As I mentioned, everyone really is important, and that extends to volunteers as well. They play a critical role in helping build and create spaces where everyone can feel like they belong. They work together with folks in our neighborhood, in our outreach programs, 35 buildings throughout the downtown area. So it's really important how they contribute to the process.
Yeah, well, speaking of volunteers, Alice, tell us a little bit about the volunteer work that you have done at Mabel Center.
Thank you. You know, when I chose to volunteer at Mabel, it wasn't just to check off a box. It was to get really a connection with other people in a deep and meaningful way, which I was able to do by visiting the members. I would go into their home, talk to them, and I felt that they were really heard and seen by me, and I felt I was seen and heard by them, which created this sense of belonging, this sense of connection. And I think I probably got a lot more than I ever gave, and it has changed me. And I really think that the viewers, it would be a great place to volunteer. Just go to mabelcenter.org/volunteer.
You know, I think it's great. We hear so often from folks who get involved with volunteering that there is a personal benefit just as much as the organization or the individuals that you're volunteering to help. Was that something that you expected going into this work?
No.
Yeah.
You know, I think I was very typical, and I thought that I was going to be the giver and they were going to be the takers, but that's not how it worked out. I think I was the taker and they were the givers.
Well, when you talk about take me through a day as a volunteer. You know, sometimes people say, you know what, I would love to be involved, but I don't have the time commitment, you know, and sometimes it takes a lot less than you think in terms of the time commitment to make a difference. Speak to that. What is the involvement level of a volunteer?
It can really vary, and it's very tailored to the volunteer and what they have available from a time commitment. It can be an hour a week. It can be several hours a month. It really is tailored. It can be coming and joining us in our community room, being a present person to help create the activities and spaces that create an opportunity to feel like you belong. It can be, like Alice said, the one-on-one social visits. Those are the cornerstone program of our organization. We've been doing that for 30 years. And the relationships that are built have truly lasted years and years with some volunteer partners.
Yeah, well, and with so many different options available and different ways to get involved, it's great to hear that you guys are going to be part of this year's Standard Volunteer Expo.
We're excited, yeah.
That's something that we are highlighting all summer long in partnership with the Standard as we count down to the Expo in September. So folks will have the opportunity to come and come up to the booth, talk about all the different ways that they could get involved with Mabel Center, and hear from volunteers. I think that's great to be able to have that perspective from someone who has been involved with the organization. What's the impact of the work that Mabel Center does in the broader community?
It really does get back to what I said at the beginning, that we're creating a Portland where everyone matters and everyone belongs, and it doesn't happen magically. It takes some intentionality, and we're doing that together at Mabel Center with our volunteers.
It's great. Well, it's been awesome to talk to you both about this. Appreciate your time here in the studio, and we'll see you at the Expo.
Excellent. Thank you so much.
And again, you can learn more about Mabel Center and the good work they're doing in the community by visiting their website. That is mabelcenter.org.
And of course, yes, mark your calendars for Thursday, September 4th. The Standard